Hello, my name is Simon Kerridge and I'm Director of Research Policy and Support at the University of Kent in the southeast of England in the UK. So, what is responsible research and innovation, RRI? Well, firstly, it's a wide-ranging area looking at the way in which research is planned, undertaken, communicated and used from the perspectives of ethics, integrity, the law and society. So wow, that's everything, right? You can perhaps sum it up as being the opposite of the often used phrase, the end justifies the means. Here, we really are concerned with the means. I'll pick out a few examples and indicate how RMAs, research managers and administrators can play a part. Often it's advice and advocacy. So first, ethics. In most countries, it's required that ethical consideration and approval is given for research that involves animals or human subjects before implementation begins. There are various laws that govern particular types of research, such as drug trials and the use of human tissue. But ethical clearance is also required for almost all types of research, for example, questionnaire surveys. As you can imagine, there are various levels of scrutiny required depending on the risks involved. RMAs can provide guidance on that and make sure that researchers keep on the right side of the law. Integrity. There are many ways in which the research process can fall short of the highest standards of integrity, from relatively simple things, for example, plagiarism in articles, that's copying others' work rather than referencing them, or even falsifying or cherry-picking data so that the data support the proposed hypothesis. You might be surprised how often this happens with the pressures on researchers to be published. All the way through to more complex, less obvious issues such as bias and self-deception. Researchers are more likely to see something in the data that they want to see. Reproducibility, this is another big issue. Has the researcher kept good enough records on how the research was undertaken so that it could be tested, repeated by another researcher to confirm the results? In a 2015 study, it was found that from 100 psychology article findings, fewer than half of them could be replicated. One way to help reduce this issue is for the underlying data to be made available. This is becoming an important trend, and you will hear a lot about open science and open data. Making things open and transparent is a good way to dissuade researchers from cutting corners. Many RMAs are proponents of open research and involved in developing and supporting systems and processes in this area. There are many other aspects of RRI, such as authorship. Some articles include authors that perhaps should not have been included, and indeed miss off others that should have been listed as authors. I'd quickly like to mention the credit initiative that I'm involved in. It's the contributor role taxonomy and helps authors define what their specific contributions to a paper were, providing more transparency. Anyway, in short, I suppose that I could summarize responsible research and innovation, RRI, as doing the research the right way.